past couple of years have just been so insane. It's been such a whirlwind. It's hard to find time to like actually sit back and realize how crazy things have gotten. I can remember like the very last day of shooting Hobo. We were doing the opening sequence, which is the hobo riding into town on a train. And there was only like 8 of us working that day, and we had the train to ourselves. We were riding basically in a beautiful, there was a beautiful countryside, there was a sunset. The train driver let Rugger drive the train, and we're all just having fun. And I'm sitting around, and it was like my first moment of actually just getting to like chill out and sit back, and I'm watching my DOP filming Rugger Hauer on the other end of our lens, and I'm realizing, holy shit, we're making a Rugger Hauer movie. And I'm doing it with my friends. Like, this is the craziest thing. Like, what has happened? Like, how did this happen? And it was like a shock. There was definitely like tears. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Well, this is the thing. I've heard him talk about this. I heard another filmmaker kind of ask this kind of the same question. You know, this filmmaker was saying that, you know, I'd love to get Jack Nicholson in my movie, but there's just no way it would ever happen. And Rugger was just like, well, why don't you ask him? And the guy was like, well, this is ridiculous. He's going to say no. He's just like, no, you should ask him. You should see if he's down. And that's pretty much what happened with us with Rugger. Is just we just had to get out and reach him and ask him if he would be into it. And he took it upon himself to read the script, even when his agent was telling him, don't bother, this isn't for you. And he took it upon himself to read it, and he just wanted to do something fun and get it. He really feeds off young energy, and so he loved the idea of coming to the small town in Nova Scotia and just getting crazy and stirring shit up with a bunch of young folks and having a lot of fun. It's definitely such a rewarding feeling. We've been working our asses off for the past 3 years. We haven't had a day off. Every waking moment has been about making this movie. And to actually, like, you know, it's been a dream. It's been a dream of mine ever since I started loving cinema to make my own feature film. And I just never lost sight of that dream and that goal, and spent every waking moment of my life just working towards that goal. And to have it pay off and to have it actually happen for us is just, so this is the most amazing dream come true. It's really hard. It's really hard to even like sit by this thing. I know, like, how crazy is that? Like, my babysitter growing up was a Nintendo, and I've been like a lot of old school video games is a part of my artistic inspirations, and to actually see an arcade machine, this is like the most surreal thing ever. Basically, we just wanted to give back, and you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that trailer contest, and if it wasn't for South by Southwest and Rob Rodriguez. They opened the doors for filmmakers to basically just to get filmmakers to get out and just shoot something, get them inspired to just go out and do something. And so that's what we want to do, is we want to hopefully give opportunities for filmmakers to help them get their work noticed. And who knows, maybe someone will make something that's awesome and it could get an audience behind them on the internet to help them maybe one day do the same thing we did and get to realize their own feature film. So we're just hoping that we can just at least just open a door for other filmmakers, like the door was open for us. Originally, the bad guy in the movie, his hideout was supposed to be this wicked bowling alley. And we scouted out the location, met the owner, all was good. He was like, you can do whatever you want, it'll be great. And there was a news broadcast on the radio that was talking about our film and some of the things that were going to be featured in the movie. And the owner of this bowling alley heard what was going to, like, you know, what the movie was about. And then when our location manager went back like a week before production just to, you know, make sure everything was cool, he basically got grabbed by the scruff of the neck and was thrown out the door. And so we were left with like a week before shooting to find a new location. Luckily, we found this crazy little amusement park that had bumper cars. And we just basically, we had to just come up with like ideas as to how we were going to make it work. We only had a couple days to figure it out, but I'm glad like it turned out for the better. Definitely, like, you know, there's a scene in the movie in which some bad guys walk on a school bus full of children with a flamethrower. which was always in the script from the very first version, and that was always something that was holding us back with getting financing, and rightfully so. Like, it's just like, it's such a crazy idea, and it, you know, it could definitely offend a lot of people, and it just made it really difficult for us to get some financing in place to get the movie. But we found people who really got behind us and helped make it happen, but it probably could all happen sooner if it wasn't for that scene. We wrote a treatment right after we were finished Hobo. We wrote a treatment for the plague. So we do have that idea out there that we would love to do. It's fucking awesome. I'm so stoked on that idea. But right now we're working on another treatment for a martial arts film in Canada that's very much in the world of Hobo too. It's basically, it's about a high school. It's like a high school martial arts film. It's a mix between like Class of 1984, The Wanderers, and Bloodsport. And it's the kind of school where like you would see Slick and Ivan like pull up into their car. Those are the kind of guys that go to this school. So that's kind of what we're working on now. We're going to try to make a kick-ass Canadian martial arts flick.
Maybe you ain't not like me. A hobo with a shotgun.